My chat knows that the Island Boys are like my guilty pleasure because their drama is crazy. And when I was live the other night on my other platforms, Twitch and Rumble, Fly was questioning her, and I was actually streaming Fly questioning her, and everybody in my chat, we started talking about this. So when I found out all of the things that AFF has put out and TikTok TMZ has put out, The Guardian, All Money, all of these creators have put out there about her, I started doing my own research to find out what's true, what's not, and everything that they've put out there, I was able to verify as true and correct. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm a true crime content creator. I verify information. Anybody that watches me on a regular basis knows that I don't speak about things that I can't verify. Yes, social media has turned it over to the authorities. They have 100%. 100%. It has been all of the information that these creators have found about her has been turned over to multiple law enforcement agencies. I do know that for a fact. All of it has been turned over to the FBI, I know for sure, and then also the local authorities in her area. So here's the thing, and I'm going to say this as far as the money goes. I don't care how much money she makes. I don't care. I get criticized all the time for battling and making money through social media because this is how I make my living. And I have issues with anybody pocket watching somebody else because, quite frankly, everybody that's in here right now should be an adult. And if you make your money, then whatever you spend it on is your business. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is the fact that there is not one accusation, but two against her about children. That is a problem. Using GoFundMe's as income is a problem. My sister has a GoFundMe right now. You want to know why? Because she has stage 4 metastatic colorectal cancer. Not because she needs to move because of pizza deliveries. And that pisses me off to no end. Thank y'all. I very much appreciate the prayers for my sister. She definitely needs them. No, this is not my sister. I said that this pisses me off. This is Adrielle Sigler. You saw somebody bragging about sending pizzas to her house. Well, I'm going to say this about that. Anybody who willingly does things like this, troll content, I have no use for. None. They're no different than what she's doing. I'm just saying. Just saying. Is there anybody in here who doesn't know what's going on? If you don't know what's going on, put a yes in the chat. Oh, wow. Oh, baked burrito. Thank you. Okay, so let me start at the beginning. So this is Adrielle Sigler, and she is a content creator on TikTok. She has 1.1 million followers, and she really got her popularity really started getting bigger when everything happened with her son. She came online and she claimed that her son had been jumped after school and that her and her children weren't safe. They needed to move, and she put up a GoFundMe to move. And I don't mean a small GoFundMe. I mean $25,000, $30,000, I think it was the first one. $30,000. I know she was popular before that, Shell, but that's what really got everybody knowing what was going on with her. So she made $30,000 because she said she needed to move. And come to find out, none of that was even true. It was a planned fight, yada, yada, yada. So anyhow, she moves, and next thing you know, she's live, and she's bragging that she spent $17,000 in 1 month after she just took up donations for $30,000. And yes, that is her underarm hair. She's proud of it. This is one of her promo pictures. So anyhow, the New York Post did an article about her back in May and talked about how she said that she spent $17,000 in 1 month. Now, she also went on a trip by herself on vacation with the money that she raised through the GoFundMe. And this is what she said to the statement, to this New York Post. She said, "I'm financially responsible for 3 little humans." Are you kidding me right now? She said that she spent $5,000 on car repairs, $1,000 on a rental car, $1,600 on kids' summer clothes, $800 on DoorDash, and $800 on utilities. She also mentioned Amazon, makeup, allowance, hair stuff, and 5 cell phones. 5 cell phones. Now, this is her statement. If you're a single mom and you're supporting 3 kids, then some months, rent's due and your car needs to be fixed. You can easily spend $15,000 to $20,000 a month. Let's not forget birthdays. Oh my God. And hair salons. You know, having kids, okay, maybe you don't have to spend money at hair salons, but you probably should if you want your kids to be happy. I wouldn't be a good parent if I just let my kids live in the bare minimum. That's not, who the fuck wants to do that? This is the month my kids needed new cell phones too. I forgot about that. It's not like I'm spending money on myself buying designer bags and jeans. That was her comment to the New York Post. Now, on May 7th, she was live, and you can see her at her front door talking with officials from the school, and they tell her that her son has been suspended for 5 days after agreeing to participate in a prearranged fight. Now, she said that this was him being jumped, but it was a prearranged fight. Okay, so fast forward to now. She put up another $25,000 GoFundMe because she said that haters were sending taxis and pizzas to her house. So the landlord isn't going to renew her lease because the neighbors have been complaining. Now, come to find out, the reason that her lease is not being renewed is because she was caught with 2 underage boys who are her neighbor's children drinking in her house. And she has a court date in January for that. And at the least, it will be contributing to the delinquency of minors. Now, that's not the kicker. Then found out that the reason that she lost her last job is because she was working as a teacher's assistant and the school let her go because she was passing pictures of herself in compromising positions to 13-year-old boys, allegedly. And instead of the school doing anything, they let her go without any fuss because they didn't want the publicity. All of the proof about this has been posted. You can find it on Austin Foreman's page. You can also find it on TikTok, TMZ. All of this has been verified and the proof has been put out there. I checked every single bit of this before I decided to go live about it because I am talking about true crime. That is what my platform is for, and that is what I do. I verify every single thing before I talk about it. And I'm going to tell you this. Don't believe anything anybody says on the internet. Look it up for yourself, including me. There's too many ways to verify information now before you believe it from somebody else. There's plenty of information out there. There is also a Reddit post that the IP address has been verified and traced back to her that says, is it bad that I'm attracted to a student? Her name is Adrielle Sigler. Adrielle Sigler. There is tons of information out there. And for the person that just said proof from fake internet detectives, listen, you can think that the proof that people come up with online, people like me, people like AFF and other people, you can say that the proof isn't valid because it's on social media. Here's the thing. There's a lot of people like me who do boots on the ground and go out about cases and actually do our research and know how to do it and find things that other people don't know how to find. So you can poo-poo or paw-paw or hoo-hoo or ha-ha, whatever, and whoever has looked it up. But I can assure you that every bit of it has been turned over to the authorities. All of this stuff has just come to light since AFF decided to look into this. Every bit of it has been turned over to the authorities. Both her local authorities and the FBI has been notified of every piece of information that these creators have found. Now, as far as the school goes, they need to be looked into as well. Because any school that would let someone go without prosecution that has done things like this to a child needs to be held accountable, because they are just as much responsible for any future victims that she might have as she is. Because they knew about her behavior and they did nothing about it. And as mandated reporters at that school, they need to be held accountable. Point blank, period. Her name is on the screen for anybody who does not know who she is. And I do know that all of the information about this stuff with the school has been turned into the Department of Education. If you're here for the first time, please put a 1 in the chat. Yes, she was in Pennsylvania when this happened at the school, and she currently lives in New York. Y'all, please make sure to welcome to the channel, everybody. Y'all, please make sure to follow. I go live every day about true crime cases. This is not typically what I talk about, but after looking at all of the accusations that have been made, looking into it myself, verifying that all of the information is accurate that has been told about it, both from AFF, All Money, and TikTok TMZ. When she went live 2 nights ago, after all of these accusations have been made, and dressed up like a schoolgirl, thumbing her nose at all of these accusations that have been made against her. Enough is enough. This is not funny. These are not things that should be taken lightly. None of this is funny. None of this should be made fun of. This is just ridiculous. And the fact that she is a mother and was in the background laughing, saying, oh, y'all are going to love what I'm dressed up like. Ha, 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 ha. I don't even know. I don't even know where to go. Well, I draw the line with the children. All this other stuff about the GoFundMe's and all this stuff, quite frankly, I really haven't even cared about because it has nothing to do with what I do. But when children are involved and accusations have been made about someone with children and proof has been shown, proof that I can verify, and the person that these accusations have been made about is literally dressing up like a schoolgirl because she knows the accusations that are being made and she's thumbing her nose at all of this stuff. Yeah, no. This is a true crime. And this is exactly the kind of thing that I talk about. And anybody who supports the fact that she has groomed children and is literally going to court in January because she had 2 underage children in her house drinking with her. Now, whether she was drinking and they were drinking, or they were at her house drinking with her children, doesn't matter. She's still the adult. She's still the parent. Any children underage drinking in her home makes her responsible. Thank you for subscribing, Ashton. This is not something that's funny. And yes, every bit of the proof has been shown. And I have verified it myself before I decided to go live about this. Every bit of it. AFF has posted proof about it, Austin Foreman, and so has TikTok TMZ. Both of those channels have tons of proof. So does All Money. Girl Scout, you can defend her all you want to by saying that she was pretending to be Britney Spears. Come on. She was pretending to be Britney Spears in a schoolgirl outfit all of a sudden just because when she's being accused of these things. Come on. She was 100% mocking the situation and the accusations. Point blank, period. Why would she all of a sudden decide to dress up in a schoolgirl outfit and sing a song about that Britney Spears made 20 freaking years ago? And yes, she did say this is going to be controversial. She knew exactly what she was doing. Exactly what she was doing. And any of you who are defending her, go back over there and watch her. This is ridiculous. I cover true crime cases, and this is a true crime case. This, let's see, who's this? Killing Me Smalls, this was 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago, she was live doing this. How is it true crime? There are literally allegations that she had underage children in her home drinking. And she was let go from a school where she was a teacher's assistant because pictures of her in risque things were given to children, 13-year-old children. Yes, all of it has been proven. All of it. Every single bit of it has been proven. Austin Foreman has the proof on his channel, and so does TikTok TMZ. All Money has put proof out there. All three of those have put the proof out there, and every bit of it has been given to the authorities. All of this information has just been collected. So law enforcement has just gotten all of this information. Brad is neat. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I know exactly what I can say, what I can't say, and I know how to say things that I'm covering. Thank you, Melanie. Will somebody pin Melanie's comment? Amanda, you know me. Carissa, so I'm going to talk about that for a minute. So I know that there is a lot of people who have talked about her son and the alleged SA by her son. I'm not going to talk about that. And I'm not going to talk about it because I don't talk about minors. I just don't. Quite frankly, if that information about her child is true, then he needs a lot of help as well. And quite frankly, with her as a mother, what do you expect? I did see the video about the house down the street on fire, yes. Well, I mean, I hate to tell y'all, but if you think these platforms care about any of this stuff, if you really think that TikTok cares about who's on their platform or YouTube or any of the others, you are grossly mistaken. She does think she's a celebrity. Now, that is true. She does. She actually called herself a celebrity when she was on a live the other night. And I thought it was funny because somebody asked her, how in the world do you think that you're a celebrity? I don't think that she's lost any followers. And I'm going to tell you why she's not going to. Because people are inherently nosy. And they're not going to unfollow her because of this stuff. If anything, it's going to make her more popular. And that's the sad part. It's going to take something happening with the authorities and to get her off of social media. She's not going to get off of here because of any of this stuff. And it wouldn't matter if any of us went live about this and talked about it or not, because social media and people in general care and want to see drama. And I will tell you, all you have to do is watch things. When people are talking about drama, look at their views. When they're not, look at their views. Point blank, period. And you're never going to stop people from supporting her. That's what a lot of people don't understand that. You're never going to be able to stop all of the support that she has, because people a lot of times do it just for spite, and it's ridiculous. Well, here's the thing. She can say that she is going to spread drama all she wants to, or that she's going to sue people or do whatever. But at the end of the day, if she is doing GoFundMes to be able to afford to move, how is she going to have the money to sue all of these people that she's talking about suing? Shell, how do you know about the boys next door? Because the parents of those children have spoken. They have actually spoken to one of the other creators. If you're here for the first time, please make sure to follow the channel. I go live every day about true crime cases. This is not the typical thing that I cover, but I have been following this since she first started talking about her son and the fight and everything. And when all of this stuff happened and I started seeing these accusations, I looked into the proof that AFF, All Money, and TikTok TMZ have put out there. I verified everything for myself. And that's the reason that I'm on here talking about it. This is a true crime case literally happening in front of your eyes. And the fact that innocent children have been, I think, honestly, I really think that's what pisses me off the most. The fact that the school where she worked let her go without pressing charges or without, the fact that that happened, I think that pisses me off more than what she did. Because the school should be held responsible. And the fact that they didn't, seriously, they just left her available for somebody else to be groomed. I don't know if the children's parents know. Okay, so Adrielle was a teacher's aide at a school in Pennsylvania. And she was let go, allowed to resign, because they found out that she had been passing around pictures of herself in risque poses to children. And thank you, everybody, for the gifts. I appreciate y'all. And thank you, everybody who's joining the team. And instead of pressing charges, they let her go because they didn't want any negative publicity. So what they basically did was just release her out to the public. And that's the issue that I have. I am more aggravated about that, I think, than I am about the majority of this. Because the school, no, the neighbors did not drop charges. The neighbors did not drop charges. She did. There's also a post that she made in the on Reddit where she says that, is it bad that I have a crush on a student? And All Money was able to trace her IP address to her. There is a ton of information and proof out there. She has 3 children of her own. AFF, TikTok, TMZ, and All Money have shown proof of all of this. Thank you, Ronnie, for subscribing. Welcome, everybody who's joining the team. And let me clarify this. All of this information has just come out. All of this information has just come out within the last few days. So it all has been turned over to the authorities. It's been turned over to local law enforcement as well as federal law enforcement. So they are looking into it now. This is something that has just happened. All of this information, all of this proof has just come about. At least to the majority of us. Not everybody has followed her and her shenanigans as closely as some of you have. And I am aware that this is not the first time she's been investigated. I understand that. I don't know about the fathers of her children. That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Welcome in to everybody who is new here. Y'all, please make sure to follow the channel. I go live every day about true crime cases. Like I said, this is not something that I usually talk about, but once I saw the allegations and the proof that people have put out there, and I was able to verify all of the stuff myself, anything that has to do with children, I am going to talk about. Because it is our responsibility as parents to discuss anything that could negatively affect children. And there is plenty of proof out there. And I'm going to say this again. I say it every time. Don't believe anything anybody says, myself included. Do your own research online and find out for yourself. Because there is plenty of proof out there to be found. There's an article about her in the New York Post, and it was dated May 24th, I believe, of this year. And this is about the first GoFundMe that she did and how she did it, and then May 30th of this year. The police were called about the minor. She has a court date in January about it. And she has not been arrested. That's correct, Leo. She is a teacher's assistant. A teacher's assistant. Trisha, why am I asking for tips and posting my Cash App? Because that's always on my channel. This is what I do for a living. This is my true crime channel. Why the fuck do you care? This is the issue that I have with people. See, I don't pocket watch, and I don't care what this woman does or who gifts her. because every person that's in here is supposed to be an adult. You're responsible for what you do with your money and who you choose to give it to. It's nobody else's business what you do with your money. Nobody on here is forcing anybody to gift or give to anybody. It's physically impossible for any of us to force someone on the internet to donate or tip or anything else for that matter. So those of you who have such an issue with people giving other people tips, donations, sending them gifts in battles, get the fuck over it. This is what I do for a living. This is how I support my family. If you don't like it, go watch somebody the fuck else. Now, hopefully, that was clear enough for you. Welcome in, everybody. Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate y'all. If you're here for the first time, I talk about true crime cases. I am point blank, period, to the point. I don't sugarcoat shit. I give you facts and I give you information, and it is up to you to do your own research and make up your own mind as an adult as to whether or not you believe the things that you hear online. And that is why I say repeatedly to look things up. Izzy Lee, I have just about had it with you. Now, I don't know who you are, but I'm done with it. You don't know anything about this woman any more than anybody else. Now fuck off. I do not know why her youngest doesn't live with her. Welcome to the channel. Anybody who has just coming in, if you're here for the first time, this is me all the time. What you hear is what you get. Normally you see me, but I've got her picture up instead. Well, I don't care who's defending her. It cracks me up to no end how people come in here and defend her or defend any of the things that I'm talking about. And here's the thing. Yes, she has 1.1 million followers. 1.1 million followers. And she has repeatedly lied about things that she's been caught for. The name of the person is on the screen. Adrielle Sigler is her name. And to begin with, I'm going to recap this story for y'all, since there's a lot of people who don't know the whole story. So, she is a TikTok creator. Thank y'all very much for achieving my live goal. She's a TikTok creator who has 1.1 million followers, and she got on my radar earlier this year when she came out about her son and said that he got jumped after school. What in the hell was that? And had been hurt and all of these things. And then come to find out, none of that was true. Her son was not hurt. He agreed to a fight, and then she's live, and school officials come to her house and tell them that, he's been suspended for 5 days because he participated in a fight and agreed to it, yada, 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 yada. So fast forward to a few weeks ago, and I watch The Island Boys because their drama is entertaining. And my chat, they all know that. They laugh at me about it. And I was watching Fly the other night while I was live on Twitch and Rumble, and Fly was battling her. And he was giving her hell about her newest GoFundMe, because he didn't know that she had put up another GoFundMe. And so I was streaming him calling her out about it to my chat. And that's how I got interested in this. So I started following it again and watching it, and Fly did a fantastic job. A fantastic job pinning her to the facts and not giving her any room to back out of it. I mean, he did a good job with that. And so I started looking at everything that was going on then. And I was like, damn. And then AFF got involved. All Money got involved. TikTok TMZ got involved. And they started doing some deep diving on her and came out with a ton of information that nobody has put out there publicly, or at least not that I have seen recently. So I started looking at all the information they were putting out there, and I vetted it myself because that's what I do. I always like to make sure that the information that people are telling me is accurate and correct. So I did. And I was able to verify everything that they put out. So this woman on the screen is Adrielle Sigler, as I said, and she has a channel that has 1.1 million followers. She literally is on live all day, every day, it seems like. The last few days, every time I have gotten on to TikTok, she has been live, battling. Like, seriously, seems like she's on 24/7. And so it has been crazy, the information that has been coming out. Crazy. SJ, I don't go live 24/7, Shug. Just saying. Just saying. All of you who are in here defending her, it's actually quite interesting. And if y'all are parents, you really need to do some self-reflection. Okay, suck on my sunshine. Anybody. So anyhow, so the first GoFundMe that she did was to move. And she got all of that money and then bragged a few days later about spending $17,000 in one day. In one day. Craziness. So then when she was on the live with Fly the other night, and she said that she was being thrown out of her house when her lease was up, they weren't renewing it, and she said that she was doing it because of her haters sending a bunch of pizza deliveries and taxis to her house. So said that she was not being or having her lease renewed because the neighbors complained about that. So that made absolutely no sense to me. None. Zero. So then started looking about it, and that's not why she's not having her lease renewed. So what actually happened is the neighbor's children were at her house, and there was underage drinking going on, and the parents have pressed charges. And there is an actual court date in January. So then started looking into things, and AFF and all of these people have come up with all of this information, and come to find out she was let go from her previous position as a teacher's aide because of pictures of her nude that were given to 13-year-old boys. And instead of them holding her accountable and pressing charges, they didn't want the negative publicity, so they just let her go. So now she hasn't been held accountable, and she is out here in the public to what? I've been on here for 30 minutes and you've repeated these two things 5 times. Yes, I sure have, Shug, because new people are constantly coming in. Sure have. And I'll probably repeat it 5 more times if you're here for another 30 minutes. She's 33 years old. 33 years old, and she moved from Pennsylvania to New York. I have done research, absolutely. I verified everything that these people have put out here about her, and every single bit of it is posted on Austin Foreman's channel, on TikTok, TMZ, and on All Money's channel. You can go to any of those 3 channels and see every single bit of the proof that I have just talked about. No, Shug, I didn't fact check on TikTok. There's such a thing called the World Wide Web. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. World Wide Web. Also known as the internet. That does include the TikTok. But it is not only TikTok where you can get information. So, when people put information and proof out there, see what you can do with it is you can take it to the World Wide Web and look it up and see if it's verifiable. Jesus takes all the wheels. Every single bit of this information has been turned over to law enforcement, both locally and federally. That I know for a fact. And I also know that it has been reported to the Board of Education about the school and those prior accusations. So I'm going to let y'all listen really quickly to her video from a day ago. But before I do that, the main reason that I finally decided that I wanted to talk about this is because she went live 2 nights ago. Thank you, Chantel, for subscribing. And she dressed up as a schoolgirl and sang Britney Spears' "Oops, I Did It Again," thumbing her nose at these accusations and at everyone who is trying to bring awareness to this. When I saw this that is on your screen right now, it infuriated me. The fact that she is a mother and acting like this is absolutely disgusting. I'm very well aware she did it on purpose. I was watching this live when it happened, and she literally said that she was going to do something controversial, and it was going to piss a lot of people off. And here we go. Carolyn Shug, I'm quite well aware. Yeah. SJ, and you do. Without her, you'd have less subscribers, so why are you complaining? Number one, baby, this is my backup channel. My main channel had 80K, and it got bananaed. I don't care about subscribers. I care about quality, not quantity. Quality. You hear me? And I have been live streaming for 6 years. I have a fantastic community. Absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. Thank you for subscribing, Summer. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. Barb. Barb says, my thing is, I don't care what she does. Why are you all giving her space in your life if you don't? Barb, I'm going to put it to you like this. The statement that you just made is what is wrong with this world. Because when you see or hear something like this about somebody and you don't say anything about it, are you any better than the people who are doing it? That statement is the most ridiculous thing that people can say. And all of you agreeing with Barb need to seriously go look in a mirror and do some self-reflection. Because if we don't protect our children, then who the hell is going to? Thank you for subscribing, West Coast. And any time that there are accusations that children are being mistreated or could be in danger of being groomed, I don't give a shit who it's about. Then I am going to talk about it. I am a mother. My children have always been my priority. They always will be my priority. And if I can put the word out there about anybody that may protect or inform someone that might in any way, shape, or form keep one child from being harmed, then I am damn sure going to do it. And all of you who say you shouldn't be talking about it, why are you talking about it? La, 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 la. You are the problem. If we don't talk about these things, who will? If you don't expose people who do things like this, who will? Awareness to protect our children should be everybody's priority. Everybody's. Talk till the cows come home. What does it do? SJ, I'll tell you what it does. I don't care if one person hears what I'm saying and stops watching her. That's a win. One person. If what I am talking about helps one person become aware about people and the things that they're doing, that's a win. Oh, honey, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. If I was mad, you would know it. I can assure you of that. Carolyn, get off here and spend time with your kids. Let me tell you something, Carolyn. My children are grown. 30, 24, and 17. I have a granddaughter who I have had half of the day today because I watch her almost every day while her mother works. So perhaps you should learn what the fuck you're talking about before you make comments about somebody. Well, Carolyn, maybe you should go spend time with your 7 kids and shut the fuck up about mine. Thank you, Yorkie, for subscribing. Oh, I have mods, y'all. I've been live streaming for 6 years, and I have all of my mods are my mods on every one of my channels and my platforms. They are phenomenal at what they do, and they are fantastic. So I appreciate all of y'all offering to do that, but they know what I expect and what I want, and they do a fantastic job. If you're here for the first time, please put a 1 in the chat. I will recap in just a moment. Thank y'all very much for the gifts. I appreciate it. Welcome in, everybody. Very glad to have y'all here with us. Please make sure to follow the channel. I go live every day about true crime. This is typically not what I typically talk about, but after seeing everything that has been coming out about this woman in the last few days, I could not talk about that. Thank you for subscribing, Jill. And the fact that there's so many accusations being made right now and so much information that has been put out there, and I have verified the information that I've seen, and it is crazy. So for those of you who don't know who Adrielle is, she is a TikTok content creator. She has 1.1 million followers. I became aware of her earlier this year because of the situation with her son that she was live about all the time. And she claimed that her son had been jumped by a bunch of children after school and had been really harmed by that. And then come to find out that that's not what happened. It was a fight that was planned, yada, 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 yada. So, fast forward to now, and she's made a new GoFundMe for $25,000 because she's having to move again, according to her, because she says that this is not, her lease is not being renewed because her haters sent a bunch of people with pizzas to her house and a bunch of taxis to her house. So she needs $25,000 to move. So then we find out that is not why her lease is not being renewed. Come to find out, it's because she had underage children in her home drinking alcohol. Now, whether they were drinking with her or they were drinking in her home doesn't really matter, because the fact that she is an adult and alcohol was being consumed in her home makes her responsible. And the parents, who are also her neighbors, are pressing charges. Kyler, if that is truly the case, please don't make that comment anywhere else on anybody else's channel, because you may hurt the case. Caitlin, I have fact-checked all of this. Pocket change, every bit of this is the information, and the proof is on Austin Foreman's page and on All Money's page. If you're here for the first time, please make sure to follow the channel. I go live every day about true crime. This is not the typical case that I cover, but I think this one is an important case. Very glad to have so many of y'all with us. So she's claiming that she has to move again and needed $25,000 to move. She's saying that she has to move because haters have sent pizza deliveries and taxis to her house. Now, come to find out, the real reason that she's having to move is because there were underage children in her home drinking alcohol that she provided. And their parents, who are neighbors of her, have pressed charges against her. It has nothing to do with pizza and cabs. That was just a reason that she gave instead of the real reason as to why she has to move. Well, here's the thing about it, and this is what everybody keeps saying, wouldn't she have been arrested by now, yada, yada, yada. Investigations have to happen, and what you have to understand is these allegations have only come out in the last few days, and arrests don't happen overnight. Yes, the dryer's going, the kids are doing something. It takes time for the police to put a case together and to make sure Stacia says, we all have that cool friend whose parents bought alcohol for us. Well, Stacia, I don't know how, I mean, seriously? Wow. Sydney, being live for 2 days talking about this all day is crazy. Number one, I've spoken about this 3 times. I've been live 3 times in the last 48 hours. And I can assure you that this is not the only thing I've talked about. And I want to ask all of you in this chat right now, look at all of the people in the chat defending her. Kimmy, my main channel was taken down. This is the channel that I will be on from now on. So just make sure that you follow this one. Here's the thing. Our children are our most important thing. There is nothing more important than our children's safety. Not just my children, everybody's children. And if you hear about something like this and you don't talk about it, are you any better than the person who did it? And justifying the fact that, you know, everybody buys alcohol for minors, that is the most asinine thing I have ever heard of. I mean, this is just astonishing to me how many people defend heinous actions. All of you asking for recaps, I will recap in a moment. I'm not even finished with what I was saying to begin with. No, I can't start speaking a little faster. Just go. I'm rude? Okay, you come into my life and tell me to speak faster, but I'm the one who's rude when I tell you to leave? Okay. See, around here I match energy. Someone should be polite? Bitch, please. If you come into my chat and you're not polite, the last fucking thing I'm going to be is polite to you. You can fuck right off with that. I'm so sick of damn people being, so damn pushy and thinking that everybody owes them something, and then I owe you my time. I owe you to speak faster. I owe you to recap. I owe you to do this. I don't owe anybody shit. This is my channel, and I'll talk as fast or as slow as I want to talk. If you don't like it, then go find somebody fucking else to watch. I mean, Adrielle's live right now. Go watch her. Shit. And I can assure you ain't nobody living rent-free in my head. I am a true crime content creator. This is what I do. I talk about true crime. Do you have to pay to leave a comment? What? Lord Jesus. So anyhow, is there anybody in here who doesn't know Adrielle? If you don't know Adrielle and what's going on, please put a 1 in the chat. Oh, wow. Okay, so let me start from the beginning. The woman on the screen is Adrielle Sigler. She is a 33-year-old content creator who, from what I have seen, does nothing but sit on live and battle all day and night, every day and night. That's literally the only thing that I have seen her do. And how I found out about her was back in May of this year when she went live nonstop crying and talking about how her son had been jumped after school and seriously injured by a group of boys. Come to find out, her son was not jumped. He was not seriously injured. And he had agreed to the fight, was the first one to throw the punch. And it was because he had allegedly touched another girl from his school inappropriately, who was the sibling of one of the boys that he was fighting with. So a few days later, she's live, and officials from the school come to her door and tell her that her son has been suspended for 5 days, and that he had agreed to this public fight after school. Now, there is a news article that talks about charges being filed against her son and several of the other people who were in this fight. So she puts up a GoFundMe for $30,000 and says that she needs money for an emergency move for her family's safety. That her and her children are not safe. And that they need to move immediately because of the dangers that her son is in. Yes, the son was charged with SA on a student. That is true. There were charges. A few days after she put this GoFundMe up, she's on live bragging about having spent $17,000 in 1 month. And then she goes on a vacation by herself. So fast forward to a few weeks ago, she puts up another GoFundMe, again claiming that it's for an emergency move. This time for $25,000. She claims that it's because her haters have been sending pizza deliveries and taxis to her home nonstop. So her neighbors have complained and her landlord is not renewing her lease. But then one of the parents involved contacted one of the other creators who has been covering this and told them about what actually happened. And she bought alcohol for minors, and the parents are pressing charges. And that is why her lease is not being renewed. The thing that kills me about this is if she was a man, every one of you would be up in arms. But because she's a woman, you don't care, or you're defending her. It's astonishing. If this was a man, y'all would believe it without a bit of proof. So then, come to find out, after they did some more deep diving, she was let go from her former teacher's aide position because of allegations of inappropriate conduct with children. And what that inappropriate conduct was is that pictures of her naked, OnlyFans-related content was given to 12 and 13-year-old boys. The school swept it under the rug because they didn't want the negative publicity. Any of you who want to see the proof of all of these accusations can go to Austin Foreman's page, AFF, or All Money. Both of them have tons of proof on their channels about all of these accusations. And I'm going to say this because I say this every time I go live. Don't believe anything anybody says on the internet, myself included. Do your own research. Information is too easy to find for yourself. If somebody tells you something, research it. Find out for yourself if the information is true before you blindly believe something that someone says. If you're here for the first time, please put a 1 in the chat. Welcome to everybody who is here. Thank you for being here. Y'all make sure to follow the channel. I go live every day about true crime cases. This is not the typical case or kind of case that I cover. Typically, I talk about murders and missing persons. But the fact that all of these accusations against children have been made, I felt as if this was something that I needed to bring awareness to. Because even if one person hears about this and doesn't go to her channel, doesn't get wrapped up in the things and the lies that she says, then I've done my job. The fact that there are literally screenshots of her having conversations on Snapchat with 12-year-olds, whether the conversations were inappropriate or not, conversing with students that you are allegedly teaching at a school. Who the hell does that? And then she made the comment that all of her students added her on Snapchat. Why didn't you block them? Why did you continue to have conversations and argue with a bunch of 12-year-olds about an OnlyFans account? I mean, seriously, ask yourself that question. The average person, if 12-year-old students that they're responsible for teaching, add them on a social media app, all right, I'm going to open up for anybody who has questions or comments. But I'm telling you, if you come up here and you're rude, you're going to get thrown off with a quickness.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
So I just want to say on her talk, I agree with everything you're doing. I'm on this bandwagon with getting her off social media, all forms of social media. First of all, how did those students know she had a Snapchat, first of all?
Good question.
Right? And then second of all, another lie she was caught in was you can go on the Kane, Pennsylvania school website that she worked for, and you can see what position she held and how much she got paid. And she was I just came across a video last night of her saying that she was never a lunch lady. Yes, she was. She was a day-to-day substitute lunch lady. So again, more lies on top of all of the other lies. She's very good at manipulation. She's very good at it. Yeah, day to day. I screenshotted all of this on my laptop. I even went so far as to get on My Heritage to look at where she's from and her parents. She's actually from Nebraska.
Well, I don't know anything about that, but I have heard what you just said before. As far as
Mary Jane, who she was a paraprofessional, she was a TA, and she was a substitute lunch lady.
That's crazy.
And yeah, it is. And this girl, I think her name's Kylie, the new supposed old student of Adriel's that Adriel had in her live last night. Why all of a sudden is she coming forward now?
Well, that's
you know what I mean? And then I snuck into Adriel's live a minute ago, and she even said that her daughter Lola met that girl. But Lola was in first grade. Why? How did she meet one of Adriel's students? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's suspicious.
None of it adds up, and people believe her.
Wow.
What I don't understand is whenever you report things like the one of her sitting here talking about now that she just did a little bit ago or last night that I sent to you on Messenger,
Yeah.
stating that it's teachers, other teachers liking students and things like that. But then whenever you report the videos, they're saying it's not against TikTok standards.
Right. Yeah, we're a lot of our stuff is being taken down, but if you look at what she puts up there and a lot of other so-called creators and influencers put up, what they put up is fine, but what we put up is against
taken down, or we're
guidelines.
being threatened to be sued.
Right. Yeah.
She just did that one 13 hours ago where she's sitting here talking about people hating on her and she wants to do a lawsuit and this, that, and a third.
Yeah. I don't think she's really thought about it. For her to be so smart and educated, for her to do that, her whole background's going to come up.
Well, I was in her live, I think yesterday, and every time I go in her live and comment in her comments, she says, well, I can't stand these comments. I'm going to put it into subs because this is too much comments and it's just outrageous. And it's
for you to be able to
all
comment.
lies.
Yeah, for
All
you to be able
lies.
to comment or anything, now you actually have to subscribe and pay for like a coin or whatever to even talk to her now. Is how she's got it
people
set
are
up.
doing it. And people are doing it and still putting the truth out there.
Well, the thing is, I blocked her because I can't stand her.
Right.
She is using all of her followers just to get money.
Yep. And did you
And-
know that I came across another one of her people on a comment on a video and said that they weren't following her, and then all of a sudden they was, and which proved again she was buying her followers.
Yeah, and I think that's wrong. I
Yep.
think there has to be a way that we need to come together and shut her down for good, because when she was on live, she was doing a battle the other day with another guy, and she muted her live she was texting somebody on her phone and talking to this person.
Well, I will say this as far as getting people off of social media and all of those things. The only way that you're going to, somebody has really bad background noise. If you're not talking, if you would mute, I would appreciate it. So the thing about it is you're not going to get somebody off of social media unless you get a court order removing them from social media. And those are few and far between and normally come with criminal cases.
I think if everybody wants her off of here and agrees with it, I think what would help is until we see what goes on with any charges pressed on her, whatever, I think everybody needs to make it a point to go to change.org and sign that petition.
Can y'all share that to where that can be done? Because I haven't even seen that.
Well, the thing about that is petitions aren't going to do anything. Petitions literally are not worth the paper that you either write or sign. I mean, I know it's digital these days, but petitions aren't going to do anything. These platforms don't care about petitions. They care about who's bringing them in money.
And she is.
Right, right. And yeah, she has 1.1 followers, and each day she's making at least 60 grand, if not more.
Yeah, I don't know about that now.
Well, I
Okay,
know
look.
she's got more than one account too.
Yeah, she does. And
She does.
okay, was you all around whenever she knew that night she was going to hit 1 million followers?
Me? No, I did not.
Okay. She said like 5 or 6 hours before she went live, she come and watch her live. She's going to hit 1 million followers. Okay. Well, the FTC dropped, I think it was a law or something where people can't buy followers anymore. And she did this right around the time that law went into effect. She has not passed 1.1 million followers since she hit 1 million followers. She hasn't went no more, and she hasn't went no less.
Well,
So
it's probably because people are leaving and then joining. I mean, that's not uncommon for you to maintain because you're going to have a certain amount of attrition, and then you're going to have.
Well, no, if you go on TickLeap and you look at the numbers, you can see she's clearly buying followers. She's getting 100,000 plus a day.
And
Yeah.
let me say this too: that tick leak stuff, I know for a fact because of the information that it has about me, is not always correct.
With her, I on her, that and Social Blade, I am a firm believer that it's true when it comes to Adriel Siegler. I really
Well,
do.
I know it's not and has never been on anything that I've had because it gave
Yeah.
false information about me on YouTube and here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now she's got it set up to follow her that it's a coin thing, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I think that she doesn't understand how much trouble she can get into, and that she is in trouble, and she doesn't want to admit it that she is in trouble.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, she would be stupid to admit it. I mean, to come live and do what she's doing, she's making a spectacle of herself, and it's working because look at how many people are talking about it, myself included. And I want to make this. I want to make this very clear. I don't care about how many people support her in battles. I don't care if people send her gifts. I don't care about donation. I don't care about any of that because I have been criticized for doing the same things, and I don't pocket watch. I don't care what somebody else makes. That's their blessings, not mine. And what somebody else chooses to do with their money and who they choose to give it to is their business. What I'm concerned about is not the money. I'm concerned about the accusations about children.
Right.
That is my concern.
And that's one of the videos
I'm
she
with
posted
you.
about that I had shared to you that I was talking about, where it says other students and then they wait until they turn 18 or whatever and then they start dating them.
I have a very big issue with these accusations about the children. Like I said, I don't give two flying flips about the money stuff. Do not care. Everybody,
I think that's
everybody is perfectly entitled to do whatever they want to with their money. If they choose to go out and give it to Tom, Dick, or Harry, I don't care. That's what they work, they earn their money. It's their prerogative what they do with it.
But when
I think that's honestly what all of us women,
parents' cards and stuff like that to give money, that's another problem.
Well,
I think
that's
that's
a
what
completely different issue.
all of us women are on this bandwagon for is because it's not about Adriel. It's about Adriel's kids and any other kid that she has affected, whether it be right now or in the past. It's a serious thing. I don't give a shit what she makes, but I do care about kids that come across her or she has a history with. That's a very big thing.
I agree with you about that.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
That's exactly why I'm talking about this.
Yeah. I mean, do
I
your
don't
thing, make
care.
your money.
I
But
don't care about the rest. I mean, everybody can, these apps are literally geared for people to make money. And that's what cracks me
Right.
up. People coming in saying, oh, you're talking about this for clout, or you're doing this for clicks and subs, and flocka ding dong. Number one, anytime I talk about true crime, I have views. It has nothing to do with one specific person. And as far as people saying, oh, you're just talking about this because you're jealous, what on God's earth would I be jealous about with this woman? Nothing.
But you know what? Any one of us, men, women, any one of us could get on this app and shake our ass and sing some stupid shit and make up
Yep.
lies and drama and bullshit and make the kind of money she makes. But we don't.
No, we don't, because we have respect for our bodies, and we have
Right.
respect for other people's kids, and we are not like her because we know better than that.
Right.
We're
We
not-
have
Her
higher
whole
morals
app-
of ourselves.
And before when it all came out with her and Ness, I've been watching Adriel since before COVID. When it all came out recently about her and Ness, when Ness posted their screenshots of their little text messages, and he outed her on her paying him, she supposedly got banned, and she dirty deleted all of her content from before that, from before her son's fight and all of that, and she rebranded. And then she came back doing this whole positivity thing. Adriel's content was built on drama and lies and bullshit. That's what she built her platform on. That's
Well,
it.
Like last night with
my
one of the
question
lives that
is-
she did. She was half dressed, like showing a lot of skin and all. And
Yeah.
the girls that she was battling was like, well, why are you dressed like this? Like, you can see your boobs and everything else. She's
Yeah.
like, why don't you go put some clothes on and cover up? She goes, this is why. And I mean, she bashed her about it. And the girls
Yeah.
started going through and noticed that some of them were young females that was on her
Right.
page seeing her dressed like this.
There
Well,
was a
my
time.
question is these kids that she has contacted and share information and nude pictures or whatever the case may be, where's the parents of these kids? Why haven't they gone through their kids' phone and taken it away?
One of them came forward and said she caught her kid writing her credit card number down. And when she got on her phone, when she got on her kid's phone, her son's phone, Adria was on there and saying what she would do if he would gift her this and gift her that.
Yep,
And
and
then
the
she
mom
approached
come
her
out on
son
that
about
one.
it, and he blew up.
Okay. All right. Hang on just a second. Lisa, did you have something you wanted to say?
No, I'm sorry.
Lisa?
I was likes.
Okay. No problem.
I was tapping the likes.
Okay. I will
Sorry.
get you down. That's okay. All right. Judica, did you have something you wanted to say?
Now, how many kids has she affected and ruined their lives for?
Well, we'll never know because of how long
The
it's
thing
went on.
about that is, here's the thing about that. Until the truth about that is brought out and until charges are brought, we don't know why about any of that. All right, let's see. Robin, did you have something you wanted to say? Okay. All right, hold on. I'm bringing more people up. Buttons, did you have something you wanted to say?
Well, I just had questions, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I was just wondering, has she gone to court yet and been like guilty of anything, or is all this just hearsay right now?
All of this just happened. Literally every bit of this has happened within the last few days.
Oh, okay. So she hasn't actually like gone to
Been charged or
jail.
anything? No,
No.
not yet.
Okay. Okay. That's all I needed. Thank you.
And there is a lot of false stuff going online about that even, which is why a lot of people are questioning that.
she brought on herself, and she doesn't understand that she's putting her own kids in danger.
Well, that's just like one of the lives she was doing earlier, and her mom, she goes, "Mom, there's a taxi out here," and she's like, "Why did you call another taxi out here?"
If you're here for the first time, make sure to follow the channel. I go live every day about true crime cases. Not typically like this. Normally it's murders or missing persons, but this is...
I
I mean,
think
it's like it's being swept up underneath the rug that she's a pedophile. But if it
Okay,
was a
don't use
man,
that
a
word.
man would
Okay.
already be thrown in jail and everything else.
Hold on. You have to be very careful what words you use when you're up here. Because
Oh.
I will, whatever you say can get me bananaed as well. So
Oh, okay.
please use your words carefully.
This hasn't all happened in the last few days.
Well, the stuff about the neighbors and everything has.
Because I've known
It's all
about
been
this
out
for like
for
a
a
year.
while, and people refuse to believe anything. And then Austin Foreman bringing his proof of her IP address being linked back to her in the Reddit post. That's when it all blew up.
I just have a question really quick for all of y'all. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt anybody. Hi, I'm Mallory. I'm Mallory. What's going on with her and these pigtails and the skirt? Because I did hear a story about her like singing for something, but I don't know what it is about. So like, what's going on with that? That's all I want to know. Sorry.
All right. So 2 nights ago, after all of these accusations and allegations have come out, she dressed up like a schoolgirl and went live singing "Oops, I Did It Again." In the background, laughing, saying this is going to cause a huge reaction, and like it's funny, like these, all of this stuff is funny. That was
Okay.
2 nights ago that she did that. The video is still on her channel.
Okay.
that's crazy. That's uncomfortable. That's not right.
So that's just crazy. That's all I wanted to know. But still, again, that's crazy.
I agree.
And people coming in saying, what'd she do? What'd she do? Y'all are just going to have to go on TikTok, TMZ, and Austin Foreman and Google and do your research on this girl. It is all out there from her mouth. All of it. There's proof on everything.
And I'm sorry, but it's not funny. This is serious.
It is. It's very serious.
And she thinks it's funny, and she thinks it's okay, and she thinks that
Adrielle actually, she was a teacher's aide in my hometown school district, which is where all this stuff with the Snapchat and the 14-year-old student happened. And she like denies it constantly. Obviously, she was just denying it when I scrolled by. And what happened is, I guess she was like a paraprofessional for the 21-22 school year. She says 7 years, absolutely not. And she then, I guess, got caught speaking, like she made a fake Snap account, I believe, like just like a backup one, and was messaging this boy and his friend. And the parents found locked messages, saved pictures, stuff like that. And I guess the parents found out, and the boy was called into the principal's office, who his friend also admitted that they received and were communicating with her. And my school district, like the hometown one, is very well known for sweeping things under the rug because they don't want the bad publicity, no matter what it is. Like there's a teacher that was coming to school drunk for years, and she was able to retire forcibly and so she kept her pension after degrading a special needs student. So that's just kind of like supporting how they like keep it quiet, But with Adriel, there was a personnel meeting the week prior, I believe, to the May 12th, 2022 school board meeting. And the personnel meeting was private, like with just the school board. And on May 12th, on the meeting minutes, she gave her resignation, which they accepted. Instead of finishing out the school year, it was effective for May 13th. And that is just like, that's why when you can't believe her, because she was never a teacher, and having to move after, like, to leave her job. She worked at one of the 3 bars that were in the town, and she was always posting on like the town Facebook page and stuff about what food they were having, come see her at the bar, all these things. And then she just kind of disappeared. And then I saw the Daily Mail article with the GoFundMe account months ago. So it wasn't surprising to see that. But yeah, it's
Wow, that's crazy. Carla, did you have something you wanted to say?
no, I just wanted I've never
I mean,
gone live, but I figured it would be easier to request, like, because
Oh no, I appreciate you coming up. There's somebody under you. Carla Hill, did you have something you wanted to say?
No, I didn't know I had requested. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. I don't know why it's not letting me remove people. Shelly, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yes. I'd like to know if the police are involved. Is there an investigation on all of this?
All of this information has been turned over to both local authorities and federal authorities.
So
Hi.
the FBI and all of that has been involved. As of
Ma'am?
now.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand what you just said.
The FBI and all of them are involved now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I have I found some stuff. I did some digging on my own last night, and I found some stuff. I posted it on my TikTok. I don't know how to put it in the box so you guys can see it, but it's her mitten that she about the stuff. You have to go look at it and you'll see what I'm talking about. And not only that, if anybody watched Miss Debbie this morning, she admitted she had made a new GoFundMe account, and I believe that the reason why she made a new GoFundMe account is not for her, it's for her. She did it for her and put it under her name. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
oh,
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, but I have some information in there, like some pictures of Halloween and stuff. Just some stuff that I found. Just
Okay.
let you know.
Well, thank you for coming up. I appreciate that.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
I'll get out of the box. Try to.
And also the Reddit account with the question of, is it wrong? I don't remember it word for word, but just asking if it was wrong that she was attracted to her 14-year-old male student, because I think she described that he was mature or something, which it's vile.
Correct.
That was also discovered. Like, that was discovered, I think, right around the time of the Snapchat, which is how they further supported, like, hey, like, this is what she's doing.
Yeah, they were able to trace it with the IP address. Yeah.
Yep. So, yep, that's hometown, or that's Drifter Adriel.
Wow. Rhymes with, did you have something you wanted to say?
Oh yeah, I just jumped over there. I was just gonna say if anybody wants to like send me stuff, because like my backup account, I mass shared her. You know how when you share a live, it shows your name.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that from someone else, because she'll put it on sub-only chat, right? And then she'll ask all these questions to intentionally be like, oh, I just really want to say something, right?
Oh, gotcha.
And then she'll
Okay.
say all these controversial things, right? So that's just, I'm not saying to someone to go do it, you know, because I don't want it to be misconstrued as like me being, you know, a certain kind of way. But she did block me, so I don't know exactly all the updates. So I'm just going to say if anybody wants to send them to me, that's good. I think she's a little nervous about me and my name, and I'm surprised, honestly, that when my name comes up in her box as like a different, username, like someone else has just a common name, Jessica, Jess, whatever. I'm surprised, honestly, that hasn't gotten to her yet. But I don't know. I just wanted to add that. I don't know why. Just wanted to tell everyone.
Well, thank you very much for coming up.
Yes. And I'm really glad that people are getting the Robert thing, because I tried so many times to put it out there, but like I kept getting violations. So I don't know how to do it, and I have to like kind of copy someone else, to like appeal it. And you say, you've seen similar videos on TikTok. Like, does that make sense?
It does.
So yeah, I'm really glad that I didn't lose my platform trying to get that out there.
I'm glad you didn't either.
Catching on. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and you rock too. And I heard when I kept hearing her say like in recording, she's like, "Oh, hey, true crime." I was like, "Oh my God, you realize that someone true crime is in your thing, and you're still like not putting it together." Like, but I'm glad she didn't, and I'm glad you're doing what you do, and I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I don't know how to disconnect, so if you can like throw me
yeah,
in
I'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Susie Q, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yes. First of all, Kelsey kind of answered, I think her name was Kelsey, kind of answered the first question that I had was about the school's accountability levels on that, with reaching out to the parents. I do hope that the schools are with some liability, because as a parent and a grandparent raising a granddaughter, I mean, obviously she's the one that did it. The schools didn't do it, but I would also be livid with the school system for hiding that information from me.
Well, I know for a fact that this has been turned over to the Board of Education. Oh, somebody's got a lot of background noise. Y'all please mute if you're not speaking.
The other thing I wanted to say is, again, since I'm raising a granddaughter, this day and age, things have changed, and it's all about technology. And that's why, yes, she has a phone and a tablet and all the things, and she gets frustrated with me when I'm like, no, hand it over, what you doing, and I tell her all the time, because your business is my business. It is my job to keep you, we have a whole conversation. What is my job? To keep you safe and help you to grow up to be a productive, safe, and responsible adult and member of society. And so therefore, as a child, you're going to hand it over. And yes, I'm going to be all up in your text messages. I'm going to need to know who you're talking to. Where do you know them? Have I met their parents? All of the things, because we have to. This is crazy, because and the fact that she would get up and sing about it and people are still there blows my mind. But I guess it doesn't at the same time. You know what I mean?
Well,
but we just have to, as parents, we have to be aware. We have to be all up in their business, because they think they're grown and they want to be grown and they want to do grown things. And we have to back them up just a little bit and go, no, you need to sit back down over here, sweetie. And we're going to, play a board game and watch the Disney Channel instead, or whatever,
Yeah, absolutely.
We have to make sure that they're not too quick to try to grow up also.
I agree with you about that. Doge, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, sorry. There's a lot of noise going on. I just popped in here real quick. I was just wondering exactly what was going on. I seen this girl on my furry page a few times, but never ran down the rabbit hole with what.
It is definitely a rabbit hole.
So I'm just kind of listening in.
Gotcha.
I don't really have much to say about her. I don't really know exactly what she did or what she's doing. I know there's something with her son back. I didn't really look into it. Something about him getting in a fight, and she didn't want to expose it anyway.
Well, I definitely appreciate you coming up.
So I really didn't mean to request, but I did, and then I was in here, so I was just kind of listening to what you guys were saying.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'll get you back down, but thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you for letting me being in here.
Absolutely.
Yep, you guys have a wonderful day.
You too. Bibbidi Bobbidi, did you have something that you wanted to say?
I do. So when I was listening to the other lady speak about it being taken to the school board, I do want to kind of explain how the school board works in case people don't fully know, because I think you know one side, it's the open session, but there's an executive session that takes place where the school board president, the vice president, the secretary, treasurer, all of those people, they all meet together, and that's where they discuss behavioral issues with staff members, board members, things like that, and students, and that is where they make the initial call as far as asking her to resign. Or so in my opinion, I'm sure that it was brought to the school board's attention and they took it into an executive session, which is closed and not open to the public, and they said, hey, this is what's going on. What do you guys want to do about it? Do you think that we should, fire her? Or do you think we should ask her to resign? And I believe they asked her to resign so that the school wouldn't have that negative connotation, the news attention that she kind of is. That's how she's saying, oh, this never happened, or you guys would know all about it. In an executive session, it's private, it's quiet. So they'll take it to her and they'll say, hey, this is what we want you to do. Now, the second part to that is those minutes to those meetings are not available to the public, but you can reach out to the school district and you can ask them specifically if it was on the agenda. So you can call the school board and say, hi, was Adriel Sigler on the agenda at any time? And you can say the month. Was she on the executive session agenda? And they can say yes or no. And then we can kind of know where it went from there.
Good information.
Thank you. And I also don't know how to hear, so.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming up.
You're welcome, anytime.
All right, let's see. Kay, did you have something you wanted to say?
So my question is, I have seen posted a couple of times on her live in the comments that she does have another daughter that he doesn't have custody of.
She does. She has 3 children.
So my question would be, is that something that the groups that are looking into or should look into, why she wouldn't have custody of that child?
I believe that has been discussed previously, and she has given a reason why. I don't know. Like I said, I have just started talking about this, and by Monday, I'll know everything anybody needs to know.
Okay, great. You guys are doing great. Thanks.
Thank you.
And can I add one more thing since you haven't kicked me out? One more thing that I do want to say is that could also explain why the other teachers didn't know what happened and why the staff was so upset and they were able to give her like a going away party, because what happens in the executive session is very hush hush. They're not allowed to speak about it. So the other teachers might say, oh, so you're just resigning? Oh, okay, I get it. And so the only people who would know are the people who were in that meeting. So, I mean, for her saying like, oh, they felt so bad. My mom even knows they gave me this party. One, I think she would have posted that on social media somewhere, and I didn't see that. And 2, they wouldn't have known what really happened.
I agree.
I want to know one thing. The parents, the pictures that she sent to these kids, was there any charges pressed against her for that?
No. The girl that was just up here who lives there said that the parents didn't want to press charges because they wanted it to basically go away.
Okay, and another thing is, I'm only 20 minutes away from her. I don't want to know my location, but she lives near Buffalo State College. She lives actually in the neighborhood where these college students rent homes. You know, like 4 or 5 kids will rent a home and pay a certain amount a month. And then there was a fire there the other day, and she acted like, you know, it was a big thing, but there's constantly fires, but the way she exaggerated about, you know, God forbid, it's sad that to hear, you know, that there was a fire, but why did you have to exaggerate so bad when it was knocked down in less than 20 minutes? And her going outside, taking pictures, showing people. And then my third thing is with her giving out her address and then all these deliveries, she had no right to do that and then blame somebody else that it's their fault for her carelessness.
Oh, somebody's got really bad background noise.
Not me.
What?
Whew.
I'm sorry, I'm long-winded, but I wanted to get it all in at once.
No, you're fine. NC, did you have something you wanted to say?
Anybody? Because I'd like to resolve these issues.
Something that she does because she wants to stand out to the landlord. Miss Chris, this is the second time. Okay, Miss Chris, you have to wait. Jesus, take all the wheels.
Oh my gosh.
I just think because when she was doing this right before the school was out, and then she said that she paid all that money for the 6 months rent. But why did GoFundMe allow her to have that?
Well, GoFundMe doesn't have stipulations as to how you can take the money out or what you can use it on.
Oh, I thought they did. I'm sorry.
No. Mm-mm. Unless your GoFundMe's reported while it's in process and they find valid reasons for you to not, you know, that it's some kind of fraud, they don't have any stipulations. You take the money out and it's yours.
I think when she came on a live one night, she said that they were saying that she was fraudulently using the money for different things.
I believe it. I'm not a friend of hers on TikTok.
No, I'm not either.
But I just want to know, she seems to come up with a lot of lies and she's good at it.
She's manipulating everyone.
And I feel sorry for her mother. I look at her mother's eyes and all I think of is fear.
Thank you for allowing me to talk. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely.
And me too. I just wonder, where is she going to go next? And I pray to God she's not coming up my way because I really don't want to look at that puss.
This, I appreciate and actually enjoy everybody coming up and giving their viewpoint on things because, a lot of people have been following her for a long time and y'all have a lot of the background that I don't have. And I want to make this clear too. My focus and my concern is not the money. I don't care about the money. I care about the fact that these accusations have been made that involve children. That is my priority. That is my main concern. I don't, the GoFundMes and all of that stuff, if people are willing to donate, that's on them. What people do with their money is their business. And, as far as the battles and things like that, people support who they support. And,
I'm really surprised that nobody asked for a refund.
Well, they may have, but we probably would never know it if they did.
Oh.
Shawnee, did you have something you wanted to say?
Okay, I'm keeping the fork you gave me out here for you to use on the dog food tonight.
Lord Jesus.
Hard to understand her.
It's hard. If y'all are here for the first time, make sure to follow the channel. I go live daily about.
She did bring you up, but I can't recall what it was. You know, she was trying to defend herself. Was it maybe 2 days ago? And that TMZ too. But
No, I just started talking about her yesterday.
oh, well, I'm sure you're going to be next, probably.
I don't care. She can get in line.
I wouldn't doubt she's probably in this room. That's why I made that comment in your comments. She's probably lurking.
Well, like I said, I go live every day about true crime cases. I'm going to be doing some updates a little bit later on a couple of the other cases that we've been talking about recently. This is one that I feel needs to have attention brought to it. That's why I'm talking about it. Y'all make sure to follow the channel if this is something that you're interested in. I'm going to do another live this evening about this, and I'm going to do an open panel. So if any of you are interested in that, you'll be more than welcome to come up then.
If I ever get any information where she does move to, if she really is moving, we don't know if it's true or not.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you know, it is what it is. We'll see what happens.
I will give you any information, you know, regarding that. But I just don't understand how she's still on this platform and they don't care.
Money talks.
But it's just, and then to just bash people terribly, and then this fighting between her and this Debbie, and I almost think it's a skit.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but I know that these are some very serious accusations. Very, very serious. So thank you for coming up, Linda. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for watching. I will be
Take care.
live again.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I'll be live again this evening. Thank you, everybody. Y'all make sure to follow the channel, and I will see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.